Exhilaro! If you want to make your own magic wand, then I have the tutorial for you. Hello, I am Katie, the Crafty Blog Stalker, and if you're new to my videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming craft tutorial videos. For our supplies, we'll need a piece of printer paper, our hot glue gun, a straw or a pencil, something to wrap the paper around, a pair of scissors, some glue, any brand, some paint, and some double-sided adhesive. We're going to start with our piece of paper, and you're not going to be able to see this, but I'm just going to run it over the edge of my table just to kind of prepare it to start getting a curl shape to it. I'm going to take my double-sided adhesive and I'm going to run some adhesive from corner to corner. And then using my straw, I'm going to begin rolling it. This is really a simple project and one that you could even have the kids make their own. Okay, now I'm going to pull out my straw and I want one end to be slightly smaller than the other. So I'm going to tighten that end. As carefully as I can. And then continue to roll it up. It doesn't roll quite as easy without the straw in there, at least at the beginning. And now that double-sided adhesive is starting to grab. Now I'm going to take this and go along the edges of my paper. And just keep rolling. Okay, stuck to my paper, or my table, so I'm just going to pull it up. And there is my paper wand. And then I'm going to use this glue eraser just to pick up that glue and remove it from my surface. If you don't have one of these, you definitely need one. They work on paper, hard surfaces, and they are an awesome tool if you use glue a lot in your crafting. And it just picks it right up. I'm going to grab my scissors and we're just going to even up those ends. And just trim off those ends. Next, we're going to bring in our glue, and this is Elmer's glue, but you could also use Mod Podge or really any type of glue that you have it laying around. And this step is a little messy. That's why kids love it. We're just going to put the glue directly on there. And this is going to help stiffen up that paper. And we're just going to use our finger and rub that into the paper. I'm going to do both sides. And make sure that you're also pushing down any sides or edges of that paper from when you were rolling it. To let it dry, I've just got a mason jar here, and we're just going to put that right inside the mason jar to dry. And it only needs to dry for about 20, maybe 30 minutes. My wand is nice and dry, so I am ready to move on to the next step. I'm gonna bring in my hot glue gun, and I always keep my hot glue gun in a little baking dish with a silicone mat. And the first thing we want to do is fill the top and the bottom with the hot glue, and this will just help sturdy it even more. So we're just going to put some glue directly in that hole. And you want to fill it till you get almost like a little bubble there at the end. We're going to do the same thing to the tip and fill it with hot glue, but we need to let this end dry first. So I'm just going to bring in my mason jar again and just let that dry. All right, that glue is dry. You can tell because it is no longer clear. So now we can do the same thing on the tip. I'm just going to glue gun right in there. And now we're gonna let the tip dry. Now that the tip is dry, we can begin using the hot glue to add texture or patterns to our wand. So this is really the fun part. So I'm just gonna start by just adding a whole bunch of texture all over, and then I will add a handle. Now before we paint, I want to make sure that it is good and dry. So again, I'm going to put it in my jar. To paint my wand, I'm going to use 2 shades of brown and some gold, a paintbrush, and some makeup sponges. But of course, you can paint yours however you want. I'm going to start with the lighter. I'm just going to paint that all over my wand. And this one I want to get a good coat, getting all of those little nooks and crannies. Next, I'm going to go in with this darker brown, and I'm even going to add just a little bit of black in there as well. And I want my sponge to be fairly dry, and I'm just going to go over the top. And we need to let this dry completely before we add our gold accents. I really like how my wand is looking. I kind of wanted it to look just like a really old piece of wood. And for the gold, instead of the sponge, which I was originally going to do, I'm going to use this really thin brush. And I'm just going to brush that paint right onto these little loops that I made. Now, of course, you don't have to pay as much attention to detail if you don't want. You can make these as elaborate or as simple as you want. And there is my finished wand. I absolutely love how it turned out. Can you believe that that is just made with some paper, some hot glue, some adhesive, and some paint? If you want more fun craft tutorials, make sure to check out my website, thecraftyblogStalker.com. Thanks, everyone. Bye, and happy crafting. Oh, and obliviate!